Good morning students. In the last period your chapter number 12 friction was completed. Today I am going to start your chapter number 4 materials, metals and non-metals. In this chapter you will learn about physical and chemical properties of metals and non-metals, uses of metals and non-metals. Now see the chapter. You are familiar with a number of materials like iron, aluminium, copper, etc. Some materials have been given in table 4.1. Students, in our daily life we are using many more materials. Some are having shiny appearance, some are having dull appearance, some are very hard, some are very soft. They can break easily. On the basis of these properties, we are separating the materials into metals and non-metals. Now see the chapter carefully. Here some examples are given there, some materials are mentioned there in table 4.1 and we have to write them, their appearance and hardness of the material. See the table 4.1. Appearance and hardness of the material. Object or material. Appearance, shiny or dull appearance. Hardness. Suppose they are very hard or they are not very hard. Into we have to bifurcate them. Now here first material, iron. It has a shiny appearance and it is very hard. Then coal, it has a dull appearance and it is not very hard, it can break easily. Then sulfur, it has a dull appearance and it is not very hard material. Aluminium, it has a shiny appearance and it is very hard material. Then copper, it is also hard material and it has a shiny appearance. Then here, can you name the materials which are metals? Which are metals? From this table, which shows shiny appearance and which shows very hard in the nature, that material is we can separate or we can call metals. We can call metals. The rest of the materials in the table 4.1 are non-metals. Now, which are the metals which is mentioned in the table 4.1? Iron, aluminium and copper, and non-metals coal and sulfur. Metals can be distinguished from non-metals on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. Recall the luster and hardness are physical properties. Now here we can we can distinguish metal and non-metal on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. And here two properties are already mentioned here in table 4.1. Appearance like luster and hardness, these are the physical properties. Now we will see first physical properties of metals and non-metals. See the point. Have you ever seen a blacksmith lohar, beating an iron piece or an article made up of iron like a spade, a shovel or an axe? Do you find a change in the shape of these articles on beating? Would you accept similar change if you try to beat a wood log? No, it can break easily. It can break into the small pieces easily. Now for that, for better understand, here one activity was mentioned and you can do this activity in your home also, but be careful. See the activity. Activity 4.1. Take a small iron nail, a coal piece, a piece of thick aluminium wire and a pencil lead which we are using in a lead pencil. That lead pencil also you can take. Beat the iron nail with the hammer. A small hammer you can take, but take care that you don't hurt yourself in the process. That's why I already told that you have to do this activity carefully. You can do this activity in your home also, but be careful. Try to hit hard to the iron nail. Hit hard also the aluminium wire. Then repeat the same kind of treatment on the coal piece and pencil lead and record your observations in table 4.2. And table 4.2, malleability of the materials, object or material, change in shape, it is flattened or breaks into pieces. First one, iron nail. When we are striking with the hammer, that time it will be flattened. Coil piece, it can breaks into the pieces. Aluminium wire, It may be flattened. Yes, it is flattened on the hammering. And pencil lead. Pencil lead breaks into the small pieces. Now, you saw that the shape of the iron nail and the aluminum wire changes on beating. Changes on beating. When we take hammer and when we beat the aluminum wire and iron nail, that time the shape of that particular materials will be changes on beating. If there were beaten harder, these could be changes into the sheets. And when we beat harder to these materials, that materials changes into the sheets. You might be familiar with the silver foil used for decorating sweets. When you visit the bakery, in that bakery you can see the silver material. Silver foils are used to decorate the sweets material. You must also familiar with aluminum foil, and also we are aware about the aluminum foil which is used to wrap the food material. The property of the metals which they can beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. Now, the property of the metals by which they can beaten into thin sheets पत्रा पातळ पत्रा त्यापासून तयार करता येऊ शकतो. This is called as an malleability. Malleability. This is a characteristics property of the metals. As you must have noticed, materials like coal and pencil lead do not show this property. Can we call these as metals? No, we cannot call the coal and pencil lead as a metal. Can you hold, now next property, can you hold a hot metallic pan which is without a plastic or a wooden handle or not get hurt? And not get hurt. Now we are aware about that in kitchen, our mom, your mom, or other members, when they are using pan or other things, the metallic pan, which is that handle of the metallic pan which is covered with the plastic or wooden handle, plastic or wooden material, and they can handle that hot metallic pan also easily with the help of handle of plastic or wooden material. Now that time they are not get hurts. Why? Because the plastic and wooden material, they cannot conduct the heat. They cannot pass the heat. That's why. Try to list some other experiences in which a wooden or plastic handle protects you from being hurt while handling a hot things. Like press iron इस्त्रीचं हँडल सुद्धा प्लास्टिक मटेरियल तयार केलेलं असतं. इमर्जिंग रॉड्स, पाण्याचं वॉटर हीटर जे वापरतो आपण, त्याचे सुद्धा हँडल्स वरचे जे आहेत ते प्लास्टिकने तयार केलेले असतात. असे भरपूर मटेरियल्स आहेत की ज्याचे हँडल्स जे आहेत ते प्लास्टिक मटेरियलने तयार केलेले असतात की हर्ट होऊ नये म्हणून. On the basis of these experiences, what can you say about the conduction of heat by wood and plastic? They cannot conduct the heat. Now you must have seen an electrician using his screwdriver. What kind of handle does it have? It have plastic covered screwdriver, plastic covered handle. And why? Because the member or electrician or any other member, they are using screwdriver by doing the electrical activity. They are handling the electrical appliances. That time what happens, that screwdriver, it is prepared from the metal material and it can pass the electricity, and the screwdriver's handle is made up of plastic material, and it cannot pass the electricity, and they can do their work easily. Now let us find out. One activity was mentioned there. See the activity, and it is simple activity. We already done this activity in class 6th. Electricity, chapter 13, activity 4.2. Recall how to make an electric circuit to test whether electricity can pass through an object or not. You might have performed this activity with various objects in class 6. We already done this activity in class 6. Now repeat the activity with the materials mentioned in the table 4.3 and observe and group these materials into good conductor and poor conductor. Good conductor and poor conductor. Already we completed this activity in class 6. Now see the activity again. Table 4.3, electrical conductivity of materials. Electrical conductivity of materials. Serial number, materials good conductor or poor conductor. Iron rod or nail, it is good conductor of electricity. When we are using here, see the activity, when we are using the iron nail between the circuit, between that circuit, that time the bulb will glows, that time we can say that it is a good conductor of electricity. When we use sulfur, that time bulb will not glow, we can say that it is poor conductor of electricity. Coal piece also cannot pass the electricity, that's why we can say that here it is poor conductor of electricity. Copper wire, here in the wires also we are using copper, that's why the bulb will be glow, and here we can say that copper wire is good conductor of electricity. You observe that iron rod, nail and copper wire are good conductors, while rolled sulfur piece and coal piece are poor conductors, are poor conductor of electricity. Oh, then Paheli conclude, the meaning of recalling our experiences and then of this activity was to show that metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. We learned in class 6, and you already learned that activity in class 6, and that shows, that concludes, the metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Today up to this we covered, remaining part we will see in the next period.